we sat down together, a few of us, led by Jim Brown, president of the Bank of Bennington, and we talked about what's the single biggest impact we can make in terms of the need to revitalize Bennington, because we knew that something had to change. Dynamics was we're going in the wrong direction from a standpoint of employment, from a standpoint of attracting people. And we talked and we quickly got to the conclusion that the biggest single impact could be to redevelop downtown through the old project areas that was owned, the buildings of the Greenbergs, the old Greenberg hardware site. And so we talked about that and we said, let's move ahead in a partnership forum to have a number of key organizations come together and work in collaboration towards helping to revitalize this area. It's really the major institutions that came together initially, the bank, the hospital, the colleges, all coming together and talking about, we all had plans for the future, we all had plans to do our own modernizations on our campuses, but we said we can't go ahead and do that if the downtown is lagging behind. So we agreed to work together and we said, let's reach out to some other individuals and other organizations who may be interested too. And we formed a group, called the Putnam Block group, and about 9 or 10 of us. And over a period of really a couple of years, we've been meeting towards trying to plan this project.
We had the honor of working with the community of Bennington and the group that came together for the last, a couple of years. Most of that time has been spent in doing evaluation, raising capital, getting tax credit subsidies, bringing a collective, if you will, of state, federal resources to help make this project happen. So all that effort came to conclusion in July when we hit financial close and then started the construction just a couple of months ago. This project is comprised of several old historic buildings, which is a challenge. And on the site were some older, more industrial buildings from the mid-50s. Many of those buildings have been removed. Hazardous waste has been cleaned up. The site has been, all the underground utilities are in. We're standing in a new base for the parking lot. And behind me, you can probably see 3 older buildings that are in some various forms of renovation. So they've done the, what we call the first selective demolition, the structural reframing of 2 of them. And there's a building that's still in the middle of structural reframing where we're rebuilding walls and roofs and getting it sound to start putting it back together.
Now, Southwestern Vermont Healthcare is the largest employer in the region. We're about the 10th largest employer in the state with over 1,400 people. And we knew we needed to be able to continue to attract people to our workforce, to our physician medical staff. And we knew that this would be a major attractor. If we had a revitalized downtown, it would play a major role in terms of recruiting talent to our region. We think this will be the catalyst for change. It's going to be an economic engine. This will be the first project, but I think it's going to be a catalyst for future projects. We talked to many organizations, many business leaders. When we get this off the ground, this will be an impetus for other major initiatives. So I think we're changing Bennington for future generations.
The town has been extremely helpful. The state has been extremely helpful. The community in all respects have come together to get behind this. This really is a community project. Even though it's a group that put together a private project, could never have happened without all of the sources of the state help and the federal funds and the town funds to put this together. We
want to be more than just an investor. We want to be a participant in the site. So we're looking to be part of phase 2, which would be the construction of a new medical building. We want to be in there with key services such as urgent care, looking at rehab service, rehabilitation services, dialysis, occupational medicine, health and wellness services. So we're going to be an active participant. This is the first time that we're actually going to be downtown. So we're excited to be part of it.
By September of next year, we'll start moving people in. And we've got a few spaces left to rent, but most of it is rented at this point. and we have our eye turned towards the next building. We're going to work on building another building on this site. The next building is what we're calling the Putnam Medical Building. So it comprises some hospital functions, some housing, hopefully a nursing program as well on the upper floors, and we're right in the planning and design phase of that right now. So we'll be working on that over the next year while we're building this to see if we can pull all of the design permits and funding together to get that one started when this one's finishing up. And really a whole influx of new people living, working, and making this a more active downtown.
We didn't get involved for our real estate investment, return on investment. We got involved for community return on investment. And as we go out and we recruit doctors, one of the first things we talk about is a downtown project. We show them the area, we show them that the Bennington of today is not going to be the Bennington of the future. And this project really is the capstone of our vision for a new and revitalized area.